Hi guys, Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a completed pages video. I have not done one of these since February, so this is going to be a compilation of things that I have finished and some WIPS from about March up until now. I had kind of decided that if I didn't feel like I had finished enough in the month to warrant doing a video, that I wasn't going to do one, and I would just catch up when I felt like I had enough projects worth sharing with you guys. So let's go ahead and move some of these books out of the way. I have Neocolor 2s all over my desk because I have been working on a few things which we will take a look at here when I get to the WIPs. So, alright, so let's start with On the Other Side of the Dream. So I have a couple images in here, and I'm not sure if I showed you guys this first one. Well, we'll start with this. So this was actually a 3-part video on the channel that I finished this the end of February, but the video didn't come out until the first week of March. So I will pop the link to part 1 up in the corner. And if you guys want to check that out, the links to the additional parts are in the descriptions of the videos. But this is Carolina Kubakowska's On the Other Side of the Dream. This was my first Carolina video. And this was done entirely in Neocolor 2s, and I used a water brush for some of this and the blender marker, I believe, for a couple things. But I was really pleased with how this turned out. I struggle with backgrounds, and this one, I wasn't sure I liked it at first, and that I had areas where I felt like it looked patchy and uneven, and then after I kind of stepped back, and I liked the little white spaces in some of the areas. I felt like it kind of gave it a actual sky look to it. So I was pretty pleased with the way this came out, and this is the most extensive piece I've done with just Inktense. And I know I showed you guys this in the last completed pages video. This was also done with Inktense. And see, there was one other one in here. This one was done with Derwent watercolor pencils. I can't remember off the top of my head if this one was in my last video or not, but since we've got the book open, this was Derwent watercolor pencils with the Tombow blender, and I started this when I was on jury duty. It gave me something to do while I was sitting around waiting. And it was nice to know that the Tombow blender worked for that. So if you're out and about and you're on the go and you don't want to mess with water, works beautifully with the watercolor pencils. And then I know there's another one in here because there's a video for this one. I just need to find it. Should have marked it, but so then we did this one. This was a Watercolor Wednesday video, and we used I think this was the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay India ink. I know it was some kind of ink. It may have been, I'll pop it up on the screen. I don't remember off the top of my head what ink we used, but it was this was done on video, so there's a video for this as well. And this was the first time I had used ink to color an entire page. There's no pencil work done on this, and so I was experimenting with you know, shading and whatnot with the India inks like I would with watercolor. So I was pretty happy with how this one turned out, and I think it looks nice with the subtle background rather than doing the entire page with the blue for the background. So, and that's it in the Carolina book. Next, have this is Ken Matsuda's coloring book, and it's all animals merged with nature, and we did the snail image, and this was also done with ink, and there is a video of this one on the channel. And this is the one where I was having a hard time with my inks drying in the palette too quickly on me, but it still came out super pretty. I love how vibrant the colors are with these inks. It was a fun project to work on. And this is the only image I've done in Ken's book, but it'd be fun, I think, to take Neo colors to some of these images and see what we can do with them. So I've got this one. And this one is recent. There's a video for this one. I also have a flip through of this. This is Carolina Kubakowska's new postcards, the rabbit stories. And we did a video for this one for Mermaid. And we did the Mer Bunny. And this was done with Neocolor 2s and a Tombow blender pen and a little bit of the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens. I don't know if you guys can see it on there, but I used a little bit of the sparkle pen around the edges just to give it a little bit of interest. This was a fun project to work on as well, and I got to share some photos and stories of my own 3 rabbits with you guys. So we have that one, and I have a WIP in here too that I had started, and this was also Neocolor 2s. This was just something that I was working on, and I was trying to color the rabbit to make her look like my female rabbit Fiona, who's she's a Himalayan, so she's got the gray tinted ears and the nose and feet and tail. So I was trying to make her look like Fiona. Next we have we'll do Mythic World next. So this was the first image that I completed in Kirby's Mythic World. This is the newest book from Kirby Rosanna's, and this was a 2-part video on the channel, and we talked about using water-based markers as a base and then colored pencil over top to do your detail work. So I showed you guys, we had one video where we focused just on Thor, and then I did a second part where we did all of this background, and I did the sky off camera with Inktense. And so this was some Tombow marker up here, and we used polychromos pencils for the pencil work on Thor. And then the background down here, I used an Ohuhu water-based marker for the base for the rocks and the water, and then decided that since I had done the sky with Inktense and I wanted the colors to match, that I would use the Lightfast pencils for my detail work down here. So this was done with water-based markers and colored pencils and Inktense. And this was my first image completed in this book, so I like the way it turned out. And then this one, I think I did a little bit, I did a WIP. Yeah, I did a WIP for this video. And then I finished the majority of this one off camera. This one I started while I was on vacation. And he was done with Caran Brush Marker Pros as the base. And Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils for all of the detail work, and in some of these smaller areas, just the Luminance pencil, no marker work. And I don't know if I would necessarily recommend using the Caran brush markers as a marker base for pencil work over top. It was quite a bit of work to kind of correct some of the streakiness with those markers out. They're supposed to be designed like a watercolor marker, and I have tried using them on a couple pages like that with a water brush and didn't care for them, but they were what I brought with me on my trip, and so use what you got. And I'm definitely not unhappy with the way he turned out. It was just a little bit more work than you're typically going for if you're using the markers as a base. It's supposed to kind of, you know, speed things up a little bit, but this was the second page in this book that I've completed. I have a WIP, a very early WIP in this book that I'm not really happy with, so I'm taking a break from it, and then hopefully I'll come back with fresh eyes and be able to make it work, because this one I almost give up on. I have a hard time with pushing past the ugly face sometimes, and I'm glad that I kept going because, like I said, I'm really pleased with how he came out. A little bit of white gel pen on here too for some of the highlights on his hair and whatnot. So yeah, so that's my second finished page from this book. And oh, Runaway Neo colors. All right, so let's do the WIPs now. So this is the Nature Mandalas coloring book. This is the UK edition. I ordered this off Book Depository, and this is it's Mel C. And I have the first page, not this page, but where is it? I thought it was the first page at the beginning of the book. So I was working on this image. This was done with the Derwent Chroma Flows. This was my 24 set, and I started working on this before the big 72 set came out. And I'm not sure if it's the paper in this book. It's very, very like smooth paper. But if you can kind of see here, this yellow like haze where some of the colored pencil smudged, either I went through it with my hand or when I closed the book. And I have used the Chroma Flows in other books and not had that issue, so I'm thinking that it's just the texture on this paper. So you kind of have to be mindful of that. I guess the same as, you know, with some of the softer wax-based pencils. They get smudgy and whatnot, but I can go in and clean this up with an eraser, and then I'll probably have to keep something in between here and this one. Either that or I'll just spray it with fixative, but I like the way this one looks so far. It's just one of those things, like, I have a hard time with mandalas sometimes, and I have to be in the right mood to color a mandala. So this is kind of one of those things where, like, I'll take it in bed with me and just work on like a piece of it at a time if I'm watching TV. But definitely some cool images in this book. I know there's flip throughs and whatnot out there, so that's my whip in the Nature Mandalas coloring book. And let's do Mythomorphia next. I have a whip in here for Mermaid that we started. And this one's almost done. I just need to come back and finish up the fish and the little pieces down here at the bottom, and then I need to fix my background because I'm not really happy with how the background on this looks. So I might hit this with fixative and then touch up the background. But this one was also done with the Derwent Chroma Flows, and this was the 72 set. I think this was my first go with the big set of these pencils. And so we made it through quite a bit of the seahorse, the hippocampus. I called it the mer dragon, I think, in the video. But we made it through quite a bit of him with using just colored pencils, which I have a hard time with. It takes me forever. And then I started going through and doing some of the fish and whatnot. I think at Drill I worked a little bit on some of the fish, and then I also started working on the other side of this image, again with the Derwent Chroma Flows. And you're probably gonna see quite a bit of the Chroma Flows on this channel. I absolutely adore those pencils. I feel like they fit my style and the way I like to color. And so yeah, expect to see a lot of chrome flows on this channel in the future. So that's my Mythomorphia whip. And next we have Mythographic Voyage, and I have two images in here that I am working on, and one of these is on the channel as a watch me whip video, and also a mini tutorial video. That my last video that just came out last week was actually the a mini tutorial of coloring this teapot up here. And I'm going to be working on another mini tutorial for the lotus flowers. So we're going to color one of these lotus flowers, and I'll give you guys a combo for that. But I've been doing this a little like piece at a time, and I love this book. The images in it are gorgeous. So it's been nice to be able to pick out individual pieces of some of my whips and record them as mini tutorials, because it helps me finish things and also gives me something to put out for you guys without feeling like I have to commit to trying to record a full image. So, and this is the Derwent Chroma Flows again. And then the other whip that I have in this book is this page, the lantern. And this one is pretty much all Neocolor 2s, except for a little bit of pencil work down here on some of the brick areas. But I did this whole thing with the Neocolors and the Tombow blender pen. So hopefully I can put together some little mini tutorials of coloring specific objects using the Neo colors. That's also on my docket to put together for you guys. And that's it. So I know that it's not really a whole lot of finished work, but some of these are really detailed pages. So I feel like for me, completing even one page in this book at this point is pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm glad I got to come on and record and share another one of these with you. I feel like I said, it just works out better if I have a good stockpile of stuff that I want to share to just do a compilation video for you guys of a couple months worth of completed pages. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did and you want to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when I post additional content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.